So you have a local business, maybe you have a physiotherapist clinic, a chiropractor clinic, a medical practice, some type of B2B solution, right? Whatever your business is, there is best practices in order to be able to profitably run ads and acquire new customers or new patients. And in this video, we're gonna break down the exact framework that we take the brands and business owners that we speak with through in order to understand exactly how your business metrics break down so that you can scale and use advertising to your best advantage in order to confidently get new customers in the door and scale your business. Now, before we do, if you're new to the channel, my name is Blake Bauer and I run a digital advertising agency called Jetstream, and we help B2B and D2C businesses profitably acquire customers and dominate digital advertising. So we've seen a lot of different brands and we know what works in this space. Now, if you want to learn more about that, you can check the links in my description. You can also find my socials there and follow me as well. And with that, let's go ahead and jump in. So look, if you want to run ads profitably, the first thing you need to understand is that this is a competitive game, but if you have an understanding over your overall business metrics over the long term, it is something that you can do extremely profitably and with a lot of confidence, and you can really outspend your competitors and continue to grow your business. And so understanding the numbers before you spend any advertising dollars is your biggest competitive advantage. And that's why we deploy something like this so that we can actually show you exactly how the metrics will break down based on your exact business metrics in the back end. So let's go ahead and jump in. And this is a case for all lead generation companies. And we'll take it into example, this as a call funnel. So again, maybe you have a physiotherapist clinic, a chiropractor clinic, whatever your local business is, in which you take phone calls to then book consultations or appointments for your service. And so understanding this, we can actually take into consideration your metrics and have an exact idea of how your business works and how much profit you can expect from your ads over the long term. So let's go ahead and start here with our back-end metrics here, right? So we have your revenue, and this is just a good idea to understand, okay, how much current revenue are you doing and how much revenue do you want to be doing, right? So if we have our MRR at 50,000, okay, awesome. And we know, okay, let's say we want to double that, right? We want to get to 100,000. Then we can kind of extrapolate and kind of go back to understand, okay, now we know how much we need to spend in order to effectively get and double that revenue. So let's start with your current ad spend. Let's say you're spending $2,000 per month. Let's say you have an average order value. So your per patient or per new customer, they spend about $300 with you per session, and your patient visit average is about 10. So you have about 10 average sessions per patient. And so that would equate to a lifetime value per patient of about $3,000. And it's a very healthy number, obviously. So, and we also want to know your call conversion rate to consultation. And so in this case, let's say that you take phone calls and about 50% of those phone calls that we have from any given phone call converts to a consultation. And let's say of those consultations, about 50% of those convert to an actual patient. Now, these are conservative numbers. Maybe you have a much better call rate, right? Maybe you have an 80% call conversion rate and those convert 100% to patients because you don't offer consultations, for example, right? So you can play around these numbers, and this is very, very important to understand for your business. You definitely want to make sure that these metrics are coming into place. Okay, so once we have an understanding of that, we also want to consider your profit margin. Now, most businesses operate at about 50%, 55% profit margin on any given service. So we'll plug in 55% here. And this is based on one of our physiotherapist clients. So we'll take into consideration these numbers. Now, COGS in that case would be $135. Your average profit margin would be 45%. Your break-even ROAS, or break-even return on ad spend, which is a very important metric to understand, is 1.82. And your break-even front-end cost per acquisition. By front-end, we mean on that first sale, how much money can you effectively spend to acquire a customer profitably? So you can spend $165. Anything more than that, that'll be unprofitable for you on the front end. However, your lifetime value, taking into consideration this $3,000, you can actually spend anything more than $18 to acquire a customer is going to be profitable for you, right? So you have a lot of margin to work with there and a really, really good cost per acquisition if you are a local business. Now, let's take a look at some likely metrics for ads. We can actually forecast these based on projections and what we've seen in most local spaces for most niches. What is your actual likely metrics? And so in this case, our CTR is about 3%, and that's okay ads. They're not highly targeted. They're not highly optimized, but they're okay. Your average cost per click in a highly competitive space would be about $5. And let's say your click to call rate is about 10%. So you're getting really highly engaged traffic. It does cost you about $5, but you get about 10% of those people actually click to call. Now, in this case, let's not look at our target metrics here. We'll adjust this in a little bit, but we can see here at a unique cost per click, so at a cost per click of $5 and an ad spend of $2,000, that would be about 400 clicks, right? 2,000 divided by 5. Okay, so of those 400 clicks, if we know our call conversion rate, which again is the 10% right here, right? We know, okay, of those 40 clicks, we'll get 40 calls, or of those 400 clicks, we'll get 40 calls. Now, if we know, okay, we had 40 calls, how many of those calls are actually going to, book a consultation? Okay, we know that 50% of these calls will actually book a consultation, which would mean we have 20 consultations in the door, right? And our cost per click, again, or our cost per call would be 40 divided by 2,000 would be $50 per call, which is a healthy number, right? So 20 consultations, that would be about $100 per consultation. Again, 20 divided by 2,000. And then we know 50% of those consultations actually convert to a new patient, which would mean we have a cost per new patient of about $200 given these metrics right here. Now, that would mean in terms of new revenue, $3,000 in new revenue, which would mean a gross front-end return of about $1,000 if you take 3,000 minus 2,000. And then after your profit margin, right, of 55%, you would be left with about a negative $350 balance after your ad spend and profit margin. Right now, not considering your lifetime value though, this is a big part that most businesses overlook. If you look at your lifetime value, that would lead to a gross lifetime value of $30,000 in new revenue, given your patient PVA of 10. So average of 10 new sessions at $3,000 at 300 per session. So $3,000 in total lifetime value. That's $30,000 in lifetime value. And at a gross LTV return is 3,000 minus 2,000, 28,000. And then that would mean our gross lifetime ROAS, or return on ad spend, would be a 15. And our gross lifetime profit, given your profit margin, would actually be $14,500, right? That's just considering your metrics and exactly how ads break down and how you can profitably scale this for your business, right? And so if we look at MRR here, right, essentially we'd be taking this into account. Let's say that this new front-end revenue number would essentially accrue monthly. We don't know exactly the time frame that your business would accrue that revenue and churn that revenue. However, we can look at 3,000, and so that would bump up your total MRR to about 5,300. And really the name of the game is we want to be scaling this, right? So let's say, okay, we understand our business metrics here. How do we scale this out, and how can we effectively continue to grow and scale with confidence and get 90 new patients in the next 30 days or 90 days or whatever it would be to really grow your business further? Well, let's look at this, and let's look if you actually had better ads, more ad spend, and an even better conversion rate, which is some of the things that we help our clients work on and get them to overall grow their business a lot more. And you can see really how lucrative this is once you play around with these numbers a little bit. So instead of 2,000 spend, let's say we're going to do 5,000 spend, right? Still pretty conservative, but let's say we're doing that. Let's say we don't change the average order value, still $300. Your visit average is still 10. Your lifetime value is still 3,000. Let's say your click-through rate though, because we're running ads that are highly more, a lot more targeted, right? We're able to get that click-through rate up to about 6%, right? Which would be pretty stock for us. And if you're running a good ad strategy, and that would just be targeting keywords that are highly relevant for your service and using negative keywords and really segmenting that out so that you're just targeting the most engaged customers that want your service right now and cutting out all the fluff, right? And so in that case, let's say our cost per click now is about $4 because we have a much better click-through rate and our ads are resonating better. They're showing to the right people at the right time. So we're getting a better click-through rate, which results in our actual cost per click dropping, right? So $4 in that case, let's just say that stays the same, right? Let's say that stays the same. Let's say your call to consultation stays the same. Let's say your conversion rate stays the same. Let's say everything else stays the same. Look at the difference here if you can just get better ads and run better ads. And also scale your budget a little bit more, right? So at a $4 cost per click here, we can see $5,000 in ad spend, right? Total clicks is 1,250. Total calls is 125 at a cost per call of $40 versus 50. So we have 63 consultations at about $80 per consultation. We have 31 new patients at a cost per new patient of $160, which leads to $9,300 in new revenue, a gross front-end return on that revenue of about $4,300 after ad costs, and a total ROAS of 1.88, leading to roughly breaking even, $156 in profit, right? But in your lifetime value, that's $93,000 in new revenue, and that's $88,000 in total gross LTV return at an 18 ROAS, and that's $46,562 in new profit for your business, right? And so you can see the gain here just by improving your ads and increasing the budget a little bit is significant. And if we actually just had, the same budget, let's say we just did 2,000, but you improve the ad quality, that would result in about $4,000 in additional lifetime revenue just by, improving your ad quality a little bit, right? And so you can extrapolate that out even further. Let's say you do 10,000, boom. Now your business can bring in confidently about 20,000 per month in new revenue, leading to a total of about 100,000 gross LTV profit over the course of the lifetime. And just from this efforts of this 1 month bringing your business in new customers. Now, this is obviously variable depending on your business, right? Maybe you're in a local business and you don't serve that big of a community, so you actually can't scale your budget far beyond this because there's just not enough people around your area to sustain this, or you have high competition and so your budget doesn't permit you scaling beyond a certain point, or otherwise the cost per click gets unreasonable and you're not able to acquire leads at the same price. But even given these numbers, you can really compete and effectively scale your business where your competitors are scared to increase ad spend because if you actually are willing to spend, let's say, $10,000 at $6 per click, hey, I'm gonna lose a little bit of money in the front end, by scaling my budget, but in the long term, I'm actually gonna take so much more business and get so much more profit from my efforts here that it's a no-brainer. And this is where you're really able to just dominate your market share in your local area and just overall grow your business with ads. Now, this is the exact framework that I personally take all business owners through in order to understand where their business is currently at, what the economics of their business are, and that's what I would consider this to be, like your business economics, in order to understand how you can effectively use and leverage ads to acquire customers, and if ads even make sense for your business, right? There's some cases where it doesn't even make sense for any business to run ads because your average order value is way too low and you don't have any lifetime value associated with any of those new customers. And so you're just burning cash. And again, the competition is quite high in these spaces. So ads is not cheap. It's not cheap to spend $6 per click, but it can be really affordable and makes sense for your business if you know that you have a high conversion rate to call, if you're bidding on the right keywords, if you have the right campaign setup for your ads. Now, really quick, if you're liking this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also, leave me a comment letting me know your thoughts, and make sure to hit that subscribe button as well so you don't miss out on any of the newest content that will help you dominate digital ads. Now, let's take a look at this in practice and a couple of examples. So taking a look at one of our clients right here, we can actually see they're spending a moderate amount, about 1.6K in the last 30 days, you can see here. And about 346 clicks, right? If we look at the average cost per click there, about $4.60. Again, it's well within that range that we kind of expect, and about 60 conversions, so 60 calls. And so of those 60 calls, if we just take a look at the back end here for our business, you can see we have about 63 calls in the last 30 days on highly relevant things. And this is just from ads. This is not from their organic SEO efforts, just from ads, 63 calls. So they're closing a lot more of these deals. And our clients actually have about an 85% call conversion rate on these ads because they're so highly targeted. And so there's no consultation. They just book an appointment and that's a new client for them. So very, very profitable for them. We do want to scale this up, but it's more of capacity reasons than anything else, right? Another example here, another one of our clients in a little bit of a different niche, but a call funnel nonetheless. So we're running ads to somewhere where they book a call. In this particular case, they, let's go average cost per click here, about 2.84. Again, a little bit of a different niche, but still a local business, more on the B2B side. And 1.7K clicks, about a $67 cost per call, and about 72 calls. And again, if we go on the back end of CallRail, you can see here that we're generating them consistent lead flow, and a lot of these calls convert to actual customers, and we're consistently seeing their business grow month in, month out. And yeah, Google Ads is the way to go if you're a local business and you have a call funnel and you're looking to get new clients, and you need to understand your brand metrics so that you can confidently scale, knowing that you have all of the metrics worked out so that you know what's profitable for your business, what's not, and you know what areas of the funnel to work on if something's lackluster, right? For example, if you have an amazing average order value and patient lifetime value, however, your call conversion rate is terrible, right? It's only 5% or something like that, and then to a consultation, and then of those consultations, about half of them convert or something like that, or let's say 100%, but only 5 do the consultation, right? In that case, you can see you're losing a lot more money and there's not a lot of profit there, right? So you need to work on your call conversion rate to consultation. That is a big thing. And this, does come down to the ad quality as well. So look, that's the framework, right? Those are the things I need to keep in mind. And that's how we go about running ads effectively for any local business. And these are the things that you should be keeping in mind in order to run ads effectively for your business and confidently scale. Again, if you have your brand economics in place, you have a really good average order value, a good lifetime value, a good conversion rate on your calls, you should have no problem whatsoever running ads. And as far as getting the ads even better, a better click-through rate, a better cost per click, those are things you can worry about a little bit later. And a lot of that is just refining it down to the bare minimum essentials of keywords and targeting that's relevant for your business in your local area range that you can service. Now, again, if you found this content helpful, feel free to check out the description where you can learn more and actually apply for a discovery call with me to see if we can help you and actually grow your business with paid advertising. Make sure to check out my socials as well. And with that, thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.